The astrology for Valentine's Day 2025 is filled with surprises for singles, couples, those who are looking for love, and those who have found love within. I'm Kian, the one with the sun. Welcome to the breakdown of Valentine's Day 2025's astrological breakdown. Now, I already went live, and what ended up happening is there were some technical difficulties. But that's okay because I got to break down the chart, and now I know exactly what I'm going to talk about in regards to this very surprising Valentine's Day 2025 astrology. Now, whether you are single or you are taken, I think it is important to realize the forces at play this Valentine's Day. I have the chart right here. We are going to break down the chart. Just want to make sure my sound is right. Anytime I do a love reading or a synastry reading, I look at two planets plus one, okay? And these planets are Venus, which is the goddess of love, Mars, which is the god of passion, and also the moon, which represents our emotional safety and well-being. Now, Venus is occupying Aries, which is the sign of her detriment. This is not loving. This is my way or the highway. This chart is so interesting for both singles and couples. Simply because the key planets that rule love, passion, emotional safety are in kind of awkward, weird signs. The only one that I would say that is in a passion related sign would be Venus in Aries. We also have Lilith, a black moon Lilith, which represents pleasure just for pleasure's sake in Libra. So you feel me? There's definitely some situationship energy at play right here if you're not fully committed to somebody. Now, let's talk about Venus. Venus in Aries represents a headstrong love. Somebody with this kind of placement in their birth chart loves very passionately. They are like an explosive firework who pops up and then flames die out just as quickly as it came. They are very self-centered in their love, whereas the opposite sign of Aries is Libra. And Libra represents partnerships. That is where Venus is. Now, this Venus is opposite my Venus. Okay? And I don't really like that because my Venus really prioritizes relationships and connections and balance and harmony and an equal give and take. But this right here is like, nah, I'm going to do me. And yeah, I've definitely felt that within and without. I will tell you that. We got the moon in Virgo. Okay, the moon in Virgo, the perfectionist, somebody who, if you have moon in Virgo in your chart, like you are a hustler, like you feel emotional safety at work, doing what God put you on this earth to do, even if it means, it's kind of boring or repetitive. Also, pets, I would say too, like you love pets if you have moon in Virgo. You may even have like an emotional support animal or a support animal, service animal. Now, the moon being in here, especially on this day of love, I am not a big fan of this. Simply because our emotional safety is more centered around our work, our day to day, our health, our routine. And that's crossing over the or south node, in Virgo. This is also significant because we're getting ready to let go of some habits. Like we are not really thinking emotionally speaking, if that makes sense. We're not thinking emotionally speaking. We're not feeling into love today. We're feeling into how can I make the day to day better? What do I need to let go of, right? South node being in the sign of Virgo. And then we have the planet of passion, right? And sexual chemistry and just all the love and sparks and fun things that relationships bring is retrograde in sign of Cancer. So it's like we want something, we feel like we want something, but there's not enough initiative for us to make it happen. Our emotional safety, what we feel like we need for emotional safety and well-being, we are not going after it because this is more of an introspective period. And Mars is retrograde, so it has a hard time expressing this passion, this desire outward. It feels all it feels, but it's not direct yet, so it can't really express all it feels in the actions. Which is weird because Mars is also in the sign of its fall or detriment. And guess what? That means Mars is not doing as good here either. Because Mars is exalted in Capricorn, right? Grounded, stable, working for the long term, lasting longer than it needs to. Whereas Mars is opposite that. So we're not getting that exalted quality, the best qualities of Mars in this position either. We do have some Piscean energy, okay? So you might be going out with your friends tonight, drinking, escaping, but this is not so much love centered. If Venus was in Pisces in her exaltation, I would say, man, this is a beautiful Valentine's Day for singles and couples alike. But to be honest, this is more of like a singles chart. I feel like if you're single, the energy that is in the air right now benefits you more than if you're a couple. Now, of course, if you are a couple, and or situationship, whatever it is, you might it might be a good night for you. It depends how this chart interacts with your own personal chart and how the synastry of you and your partner, which essentially is your birth chart, along with the birth chart of your partner, how they both play out with each other. So, love could still very much be in the air. This is just a general overlook of the surprising energies of Valentine's Day. I would say if you're looking for love, I would say just do what you want because you're gonna do it anyways with Venus in Aries, and there's not so much romanticism in the air. Now, the moon does go into the sign of Libra, the sign of partnerships, in probably I would say 9 hours, around 3:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is when the moon will move into the sign of Libra. Now, I do want to talk about this Lilith right here in Libra. This is like prime like situationship right here. So if you're in a situationship, just know it's in the air, okay? And come into a trine with this um, sun transiting and finishing up its transit in Aquarius. Man, so overall, and let's go back to this Piscean energy real quick. Now, Pisces is all lovey dovey, escapism, fantasy, but you have Saturn in the mix this Valentine's Day, which gives a very serious tone. There might be like, oh, we do have these fantasies or love, but what's the long term commitment looking like? Are we settling down? Are we being honest with ourselves? Or are we just trying to escape? Saturn brings like this very serious tone to this Piscean energy. There may be some hope in the air with Neptune, and you know, I, just the moon opposing this Neptune in a few hours too. It's kind of like disillusionment. Like there is such a contrast. Like you feel in your entirety just the details of the situation versus the reality of the situation versus the fantasy of any given situation. This should be very fascinating to play out before it goes into Libra, the sign of partnerships. Maybe tomorrow is a better day for love than today is. Or maybe not, because the moon will also oppose Venus in Aries once it goes into Libra. So our needs and our desire for pleasure will be at odds ends. What chart, guys? And then you got some other planets too, but not so much, not so important when it comes to um, this Valentine's Day astrology. One of my dear friends, big shout out to him, he was like, Kian, you should do like when the Super Bowl would happen. He was, you should do a live stream on who's going to win the Super Bowl. In the beginning, I was like, maybe. But what's interesting is I didn't expect to do this today, but just expect from here on out, if you are joining these lives, that we will speak about current events as well, if it's something that's exciting. I feel like this was totally relevant and appropriate to speak about today, which was the astrology of Valentine's Day, February 2025. Yeah. How was your Valentine's Day? I'm curious. How did this reading resonate with you guys? Make sure you guys leave your comment below. I'm so curious and I look forward to hearing from you guys about your Valentine's Day. Other than that, I hope you guys are notifying or notified. Let me start that over. I hope you guys are subscribed if you're tuning in. And I hope you have put on your notification so you guys don't miss a daily live stream. 6 p.m. Sunday to Friday. Yes, we start on Sunday. One with the Sun. We talk all things astrology. This is my daily astrology vlog. Check 1, 2. As I was saying, I hope you guys, whether you are single or in a relationship, celebrate love no matter how it appears, how it shows up in your life. Because love is beautiful. It comes in all different shapes, sizes, colors. And it's not just personal, it's universal. Love indeed extends far beyond the reaches and realms of the romance between two individuals or more, depending on what floats your boat, you know? But today, celebrate love nonetheless. Even if Venus is in Aries and you want to start a war just for fun, that's love too. That's how love manifests sometimes. It'd be like that. It'd be like that. There is no harmony without a little bit of conflict. I hope to see you guys Sunday. May God bless you all. And thank you for joining me in my journey of being one with the sun.